Leading in chapter 2, the Sun Chaser. Talk about political powder keg when the other territories find out that Oma has died and Rashawn took over the empire at the capital. Like, everybody's gonna be vying for this now.
Yeah, he's one day into his crown.
Like, you also gotta remember that he doesn't know how to use an aura. Even Zelfrey doesn't know how to use an aura. So how is he gonna use this prosperity aura?
Yeah, it's really gonna hurt the nation.
So Fain takes the clothes away as Volke is taken to the washroom, and Fain is going to be seen as the cleaner or the maid of Volke for the time being, because Fain and Wraith are immune to the plague. So Fain gets the lovely job of taking Volke's dirty, bloody clothes and keeping track of all that. Luther hates to see Volke despondent, and I actually had to look this one up. I wasn't really sure what that meant. But essentially, he's just low, like without hope, low spirits, that kind of thing. Volke has to be seen by the ship's surgeon before he can get dressed. So Volke's just sitting in the washroom, completely naked, with his thing sitting over him. And Fain is just sitting in the washroom with Volke. And this has got to be this tiny little washroom. So I can't imagine they have much room to begin with. They can't even open the door fully to the washroom. That's how small this area is. Fain just wants Volke to train him formally while they're side questing.
As Volke's getting seen by the surgeon, I don't know if it was explicitly mentioned or not, but I'm assuming the surgeon is not an arcanist and therefore can't contract the plague as well.
I want to say so, because I know that the other two women that came in after the surgeon, they were not arcanists either. So I think there's quite a few mortals on the ship that are basically immune to the plague because they're not arcanists.
Works out for them.
Right. So Volke has to really be trying to not downward spiral right now, and I completely understand that. Fain is going to be there for Volke now, though, in the washroom while he's naked. So Volke is given bandages in case he bleeds, so that he can be wrapped up at all times in case he does get cut, and that way it can absorb into the bandage and not anywhere else. And we find out that only 2 years have passed since Nightmare Arcanist, since he tried the trial of worth for the Phoenixes. And like, holy crap, Volke is 17. Just like, what a mind blown there.
I know, it's a lot of adventuring for a 17-year-old.
I mean, shoot, how much has he been through already? Like, crap. No wonder he doesn't know how to figure out a relationship or romance yet.
Definitely not at 17.
So we find out that Karna is actually the quartermaster on the ship, and she is responsible for recruiting the supplies and training of everybody on the ship. And she is essentially the only person below Captain Delvin as far as like the ship hierarchy goes. She only answers to him. She does not have anybody else. We get some more information about Captain Delvin as we see the captain's rock, which is Mesos. And she is described as being the size of a small whale. And I do like the reminder going into this book specifically. I like the reminder of all the different parts of the ship and all the different terminologies, and talking about the steel rings on the barrels being liquid, not other stuff. We forget a lot of this because we were on land through the whole third book. So there's a lot of good refresher information about ships and that kind of thing starting this book. Karna does tease Volke about meeting the blacksmith of the ship, and Karna really does want Volke to stay.
And you get the feeling that it's like, stay long-term with her, not just on the ship. So Volke's still working his little romances on the side.
I mean, there was one option taken off the plate, and then the second one's kind of at a pause, so...
And honestly, he's got the plague, so it feels like this one should be on a pause as well.
Got to play your cards here when you can, okay? We don't really have any new bestiaries or any new mythical creatures. At the time of the recording, we're in basically the last week of May, and talking with Shammy, her bestiary is in printing at the moment. So it will be coming out and is probably going to be out around the time this episode airs. However, she has asked that we refrain from adding any additional information that's in the bestiary until it is officially out into the hands of those that paid for with the Kickstarter. So, respecting her wishes, we will keep some information in our back pocket until it is available to everybody else. But I rest assured we will be getting that information out once we are available to. So we'll be going back through each section of chapters that doesn't have a new mystical creature. We will be updating some information along the way as or after the bestiary is released and everybody has it available to read.
And yes, we do want to name drop that Shammy is a friend of the pod.
So we do want to thank everybody for listening today. We do want to remind everybody that we have a new episode every Wednesday morning around 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 8 Pacific, and whatever Mountain Time does. We are on all podcasting platforms, and we are also on the YouTube as well for video. So if you would like to see Scott and I talking rather than just listening, if you want to reach out to us, you can get us at Gmail at frithguildpod@gmail.com or on Facebook or other social media platforms. Pretty much anything that any social media, type at Frith Guild Podcast and you will find us. We do want to thank the Frith Chronicles Wiki, as it is a great resource, and that there is a link to everything down in the description below for both podcast and YouTube. So we will be doing an interview in the middle of this book to break it up a little bit, so that way we also have a little bit of a break in it as well. So, Scott, do you have anything else you'd like to add today?
No, excited for this newest adventure.
So excited.
Side questing.
Side questing, yes. All right, thanks everybody.